Okay, as with size fits no one. Use the methods that are appropriate to your particular discipline and your particular teaching style. And there's going to be a difference between using general purpose tools versus using specialized tools. Lynn mentions that she uses audio all the time, and tools like Jing are a fantastic way of providing that audio or video feedback. Jing is a free service. It allows you to capture audio or screencast very easily from your computer, and with a single press of a button, publish that to a website in a way that students can look at it without other people looking at it. So great to hear you're doing this, Lynn. And Jeff, thanks for putting in the URL. If it's one thing that we know, students prefer electronic submission, marking and return of assignments. There's lots of evidence that students prefer that, especially when we've got more and more mobile students. Quite a few USQ students are working out on gas fields or travelling around the country. So if we print their assignment out and mail it to their home address, very often they're in a different country or a different state so they can't get that feedback. If you put a 6-week delay on top of the marking time, it makes it very difficult for students to get that feedback in an appropriate, in a timely way. Okay, let's look at a traditional 3,000-word assignment. Or to focus our minds a little bit more, let's look at a pile of 100 of these sitting on our desk and a 10-day turnaround period. What tools do we need to allow us to make incremental improvements in that system? Please put up your hand. If I was face-to-face, I could establish eye contact with you and draw someone into answering me. Unfortunately, I can't do that. Clones? Yeah. Sam, unfortunately, I think there are rules against that in the EU. Okay, I'll try to be a bit more specific. What can we do to implement some of these good practice feedback, good practice, best practice? We know what they are. Various people have talked about using tools like Excel for handling the marking sheets or handling marks or doing the mechanical part of the process. And I think they're very valuable. We can also just establish, a good workflow that allows us to work as effectively as possible. One of the things that I'm continually amazed by when I go and talk to academics, many academics don't give students terribly good instructions for submitting assignments. So they end up with assignments in their inbox, all labelled Assignment 1. Catherine's brought up a great point. Ask students to self-assess their work and to say, this is something that I'm particularly pleased about, or this is something that I'm concerned about. I want you to give me feedback on this particular thing. So you know that the feedback that you're giving to people is going to be really relevant to their needs. They're asking for the feedback. Okay, I'm trying to keep up with the text conversation, but I obviously haven't been able to read all of them. But it's fantastic that people are giving that text feedback. Okay, what we will do now is we'll have a look at eMarking Assistant for about 10 minutes. And if you can look at this afterwards if you want. There's a movie that you can look at there. There's the URL. What we'll do is we will open up eMarking Assistant. We'll look at inserting reusable comments, audio comments. We'll look at some rubric stuff. We'll look at a few other features of it, and then we'll come back and have a bit of a discussion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up another window on your computer, and I'm going to share my desktop into that window.